Letters of John Nelson Darby, Volume 1, Letter 56E, of 1031. p. 117, to the same. Dearest G. V. Wigram, as to me and my work, I have, the Lord be thanked, been blessed in it hitherto. At St. Hippolyte, where it was at a stand in a measure, though the Lord had a people, and there were souls waiting as it were for the fire to be put, there has been an evident working of the Spirit of God, and that in the hearts as it would seem of the most obdurate. At the Vigan, where I spent some days, I was happy with the brethren. At Montpellier the Lord is working, but things will hardly rest as they are, some will go on, and some I should suppose go back, though I trust one may be mistaken, when a certain quantity of light is sure to call for a certain quantity of self-denial. The work is not altogether in the position I should desire it, perhaps I want faith, but there is much that is interesting and souls desirous. The heat has become excessive. It is generally so in July and August, but this year in May it is, as their meetings are in small rooms, become difficult. I suppose I must go to Switzerland, but my thought of work as when I left, is here. The great difficulty is the desire of free churches and evangelical alliances to save trouble and conscience. Declares there are profound evils in the national church, but they wait for some violent blow which will trouble all their consciences, and they will go out together. By this means it is sought to retain them within the circle of the establishment, but for plain consciences, under the power of the Spirit of God, this will not do. We have great need of laborers, may the Lord of the harvest raise them up, for indeed the harvest is great, and the fields whiten for it. It ought to be a subject of our prayers, that God raise up real laborers, such as He loves and can use. It is the great need here, why should we not know how to present our needs before Him, whose glory and work all this is? This is our folly. Dear G., I shall feel his loss, for he loved Jesus much, and I loved him, but I am not surprised at his death nor his joy. It remains for us to work yet while it is called day. It is our glory also. I have undertaken again a synopsis of the books of Scripture, and written in French on Genesis, Exodus, and half Leviticus, some 70 pages or so already. It runs longer than I thought, and will after all be very imperfect. I fear souls may content themselves with it, instead of using it as a help to read the blessed word with. I feel almost afraid in presence of the task I have begun, though it be full of interest and instruction in doing it, but not to give the aim right, which would be very sad. I feel my responsibility much, though we may have pleasure in the study. Kindest love to all the dear brethren, both in London and at Plymouth, when you see them. The Lord has care over these dear brethren, that He holds them under His hand is no sign that He does not love them, whatever of the energy of the flesh there might have been in separation, as often there is thus subdued and chastened. I have not at all got estranged from England, the work in the south of France however claims attention. I wait only the Lord's will, but it is an important moment for Nimes and Montpellier and all the guard, but requires to set to work in the sense that there is work to be done, and that the Lord give something whereby to help them. Peace and blessing be with you, dear brother. Your affectionate. Montpellier, June 1, 1847. 51056E.